Today I want to show you guys how to do the infinite XP glitch in Palworld. So let's go. I'm going to start from the actual glitch itself, and then I'm going to work backwards, and I'll give you as much information as I can throughout the video. First thing you need to do is you need to find one of these guys, a MCGames. It's a little chest that won't activate unless you hit it. And you want to make sure that in your inventory that you have the Ring of Mercy on. And try and have stuff that is powerful. So powerful weapons, for example, I'm using the semi-auto rifle and the Meow Mirror, and unfortunately the Terra Prisma doesn't work on this bug. Ironically, I want them to fix the Terra Prisma not working on this without them fixing the glitch itself. So the first thing I'd recommend you do is you get a hanging trap and then you put it down onto the Mimic. And you just put it about here and he'll automatically get trapped by the trap. And with the Ring of Mercy on, you can now start doing some damage. If you're using the trap method like I am, then you have to make sure you don't hit the trap by accident. You want to stop it from getting destroyed, because it will get destroyed if you pretty much hit it too much, which means you can't use explosive damage. Now, if you use explosive damage, I will show you what to do in that instance. But for now, we're just going to hit the MCGames. And what you need to do is do as much damage as you can to it before you run out of time, or you're not really interested anymore, or you run out of bullets per se. And then you have to use a torch to kill the MCGames without taking off the ring. You want to hit the MCGames, and the fire damage is going to do the final damage to the MCGames, and that will kill it, and you'll get all of the XP. If you remove your Ring of Mercy for any reason, any of the XP that you have accumulated by damaging the MCGames will go away, and you won't get any of it. So you have to keep your Ring of Mercy on while doing damage to this guy, and then you will be able to accumulate the XP. I'm not going to kill it just yet because I want to show you a couple of more things, and that is, number one, if you want to start using explosive damage, you can build walls around this guy. Usually what I like to do is I like to use a stone foundation. I like to go to a particularly high point just to make sure that I don't end up with any issues, and then I like to start building around the MCGames. And this is going to stop the MCGames from getting away. If you build the foundations high enough, you won't need to build any walls because the MCGames won't be able to get through the walls. Just for a little experiment, actually, I do plan on showing you what happens if the MCGames decides to run away. So I'm actually not going to build any walls. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to let the MCGames go. And if he does get away, I'm going to show you something extra. I would normally build, if you don't want to be experimenting, or if this doesn't work, I would highly recommend building walls rather than just foundations, because this guy moves very, very quickly. So while testing this a little bit, I noticed that my foundations were also getting hurt when I tried to destroy my thing, and also the Mimic will be able to get out if you start checking your Mimic with explosive damage. So build a little bit further out than I did. Make it so that the foundations come around here rather than this little space here. For the rest of this test, it should be okay if I was to just shoot this and let the Mimic go. So we just want to see the Mimic doesn't run away. Okay. I don't think the Mimic can jump. Let's see if it can. If it can't jump, then you don't need to build walls. You can literally just shoot it from here with high foundations. As I said, if you're using explosive damage, make sure that you have your foundations a bit further apart than this. If you ever want to put him back into a trap, you can, just to keep him from escaping or anything. And I'm actually going to show you this real quickly. I don't really want to lose all this XP that we've gotten, but just for experimental purposes, I'm actually going to let him go, because I want to show you what happens when you hit a Mimic by accident and you let him go. I've done this a few times by accident. He's gonna go flying. Maybe he feels a little bit trapped. That's actually a good sign. It means if you do destroy one of your foundations by accident, he won't run straight away. I'm actually gonna block him off from going that direction because I want him to only go in the western direction. And let's try this again. Let's try and shoot him and see what happens. And he doesn't seem to want to leave. maybe I'll have to tell you in theory what happens. Okay, now he's off. Okay, so he's off, but the story's not over. He's gonna leave you, but he's gonna go back to sleep, which means you're going to be able to catch up to him. If you put down a trap and he doesn't go into it straight away because you placed it incorrectly, just use a pickaxe to knock him in the direction of the trap, and then you'll be able to put him into it and you'll have no issues. So now we have him back on our trap. Once again, we have to be very careful which direction we shoot from, otherwise we're going to destroy our trap. And now we can start accumulating more and more XP. So I'm going to show you me killing him right now very quickly, and then I'm going to give you some tips, especially on where to find these guys so you can go off and try and find them. So we're waiting for the fire damage to kill him, and we got 556,000 XP, which isn't much. I would highly recommend doing it a lot longer than I did. I was just shooting him a little bit because I wanted to show you. Normally you would just be attacking him non-stop, and you probably should go for a higher level one as well. Level 19 isn't that high of a level. So where to find these guys? First of all, just go into your Palpedia, go to number 124. There he is there. And we go to Habitat, and we are up here. What I like to do with these guys is I like to go along the beach because it's a flat surface. It's easy for foundations, easy for walls, and you can block them in a lot easier, and you can spot them a lot easier too. However, my one was pretty low level. If you want a really good one, my favorite place to do this is over here on the new island. So it's just southwest of the Obsidian volcano area. And usually I find them just on this beach area over here. And they're usually around level 55 to 60 over there. So I think the last time I did this, and I only did it to test for this video actually, I got like 6 million XP in one go, and I was literally just testing. So highly recommend going over there. Things that you should make sure that you bring with you for this, I would highly recommend bringing a high damage weapon. It's a semi-auto rifle if you're doing this earlier game. Obviously you could use the Meow Mirror, it's only 200 damage, but it's constant. And you want to make sure you have the Ring of Mercy on as well. Make sure you have a torch with you too to make sure you do the final damage. Have some wood on you and have some stone on you just so you can finish off the job. If you go to your technology screen, that is where you're going to be able to get most of the things I mentioned. The Ring of Mercy, just type it in here down at the bottom. It should be on the right hand side. Very easy to make. You only need a few ingots, ancient civilization parts, and some platinum fragments. You'll have no problem making that. And this item is very useful in general, just to allow you to capture pals without damaging them and killing them. They stay on 1 HP, so you can capture them easier. And you get this at level 18, so it's very easy. If you have the resources, the plasma cannon is highly recommended for this because it does 10,000 damage, and you can just do this massive energy explosion over and over again, and you do way more damage to the little critter. I think I've covered everything now, so I'm going to leave it there. Let me know if I forgot anything, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.